Have you ever stood at the crossroads of your life, staring at the vast unknown, knowing that something must change, but not knowing what that something is? The days blend into one another, and time slips away like sand through your fingers, but the hunger for more remains. You feel it deep inside, the call to do something extraordinary, to become someone you've yet to fully meet. The truth is, you already know what must be done. The problem isn't that you don't know how. The problem is that you haven't taken the first step. That small, simple action, the one that will set everything into motion. Let me tell you this, for the next 30 days, something will awaken in you if you choose to commit. But first, you must decide, will you take the leap? Watch till the end, hit subscribe, and remember, the real change begins now. Lesson, the power of a single decision. You stand at a crossroads, don't you? The weight of indecision pressing down on your chest like 1,000 pounds. You look left, you look right, but every path seems to lead to the same place. Uncertainty, the noise of the world drowns out your own thoughts. The constant buzz of what ifs and could be's fills your mind, and for a moment you wonder if you'll ever find the courage to choose. You know what it feels like, don't you? That constant back and forth, the fear of making the wrong choice, the worry that one misstep could ruin everything. The truth is, you've been here before, haven't you? On the verge of something, a change, a shift, a chance for something better. But you've hesitated, lingered, and let the moment slip away. And with each moment that passes, you feel yourself moving further from the person you could become, trapped in the fear of the unknown. What you fail to realize in those moments is this: the power to transform your life isn't found in the outcome of your choices, it's found in the decision itself. The moment you choose, truly choose, is the moment everything begins to change. It doesn't have to be the perfect decision or the right decision or the decision that everyone else agrees with. It just has to be a decision. You see, we're all waiting for a sign, aren't we? We think that some cosmic force is going to drop down and give us the green light, that one clear path that guarantees success. But the truth is, the universe isn't going to hand you a map. It's waiting for you to walk into the unknown with nothing but your own will and determination. You're not waiting for clarity, you're waiting for permission. But here's the cold, hard truth. Permission isn't coming. You're the one who must give it to yourself. Right now, there's a part of you that already knows the truth. You've felt it deep inside, that whisper of what you should do. You've been ignoring it, pushing it down, thinking you're not ready. But readiness has nothing to do with it. It's not about being prepared or having all the answers. It's about making a choice in the face of fear. It's about stepping into the unknown and trusting that something greater than you will guide you once you make the decision. So what are you waiting for? You don't need to see the entire path, just take the first step. The courage you seek isn't in the future, it's in the present. It's the quiet strength that rises the moment you decide that you will no longer stand still. The moment you choose, you unlock a door. The door to growth, to change, to becoming who you were always meant to be. And in that moment, you'll realize that it wasn't the decision that was so powerful. It was the act of making it. That's where the magic lies. You've been given the power all along, the power to decide, the power to choose, the power to change everything, one decision at a time. You may not see it yet, but the first step is all you need to start the transformation. You're closer than you think. Lesson, the 30-day commitment to change. You're standing at the edge, looking down into the unknown. The fear, the uncertainty, they creep into your thoughts like a shadow that refuses to leave. Every day feels like a repeat of the last, a cycle you can't seem to break. You know that something needs to change, yet you remain where you are, stuck, waiting, hoping for a sign, for a miracle. The truth is, you're waiting for something that will never come. What you don't realize is that the change you seek doesn't come from waiting, it comes from doing, from committing, from deciding, once and for all, that enough is enough. The truth is simple. Change is not something that happens to you. It's something that you must choose every single day until it becomes who you are. But here's the catch. That decision to change isn't easy. It isn't glamorous. It doesn't come with applause or recognition. It's quiet. It's solitary. It's the early mornings, the late night. It's the moments when no one is watching, and the only person holding you accountable is yourself. The real commitment begins the moment you stop waiting for things to feel perfect, and you start making small, deliberate steps toward the life you know you deserve. For the next 30 days, you don't need to change everything. You just need to start. Every day you wake up and you make the decision that today will be the day you take one step closer to the person you're meant to be. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. The fear of not being ready, the fear of failing. It all fades when you commit to the process. And in this process, you will find something more powerful than you ever imagined. The power of your own will. The 30-day commitment isn't a challenge. It's a gift, a chance to show yourself that you can. Every time you push through doubt, every time you show up for yourself, you become stronger. The transformation won't happen overnight, but it will begin. It will grow slowly, quietly, until one day you'll wake up and realize that the person you've become is the person you always were meant to be. Not because of a single day, but because of 30 days of relentless, small decisions that compound into something powerful. You can feel it now, can't you? That spark, that feeling that you're not as far from the person you want to be as you once thought. It's because you've just made a decision, one decision, and in that decision you've opened the door. The next 30 days are your chance to walk through it. Every day you show up, every day you commit, you're building the person you've always dreamed of becoming. The truth is, the 30 days won't be easy. You'll face moments of doubt, moments when you'll wonder if it's worth it, but I promise you, it will be. The person you are today doesn't define who you will become tomorrow, and tomorrow begins today. Embrace the discomfort of growth. You've felt it, haven't you? That gnawing sensation in the pit of your stomach when you try something new, when you step into the unknown. It's not fear, it's something deeper. It's the discomfort of growth, the feeling that everything you've known up until now is being stretched, bent, and pulled in directions that feel unnatural. It's the voice in your head telling you that maybe, just maybe, you should turn back, take the easy route, stay within the walls of what you know. But deep down, you know better, don't you? You know that growth doesn't happen in comfort. It never has. There's a part of you that longs for change, that wants to break free from the cycles that hold you in place. But you're afraid of the pain, the struggle, the discomfort. You want transformation, but you don't want to feel the heat that forges it. You think that somehow the process should be painless, that there should be a way to get to the other side without walking through the fire. But let me tell you this, there is no growth without discomfort. There is no progress without struggle. You've been avoiding it, haven't you? That part of you that knows the truth. You've been avoiding the very thing that will change your life. You've stayed in your comfort zone, held back by the idea that growth should feel good. But growth is not about feeling good. It's about becoming something new, something stronger. It's about shedding the skin of your old self and stepping into something that feels unfamiliar, uncomfortable, and at times downright painful. But it's in this pain that you find your true power. What if I told you that discomfort is your ally? What if I told you that every time you feel that knot in your stomach, every time your heart races as you take a step into the unknown, that's actually the moment you're growing. That discomfort is not a sign to stop, but a sign to lean in, to push through, to move forward. Because on the other side of that discomfort is the version of yourself you've been seeking all along. Stronger, wiser, unshakable. The truth is, you will never reach your full potential by staying in the place where you feel safe. The comfort you seek is the very thing that keeps you stuck, keeps you small. You have to let go of the fear that change will break you, because the reality is, change will only make you stronger. It will make you whole. Every step you take, every moment of discomfort you face brings you closer to the person you were meant to become. You can choose to stay where you are. You can choose to keep avoiding the pain, the discomfort, the struggle. But deep down, you know that if you do, you will be stuck, forever running from the very thing that could set you free. You know that the real transformation lies in the moments you fear most. So stop running. Embrace the discomfort. Let it shape you. Let it push you, because it's in the discomfort of growth that you find your true power, your true strength. And when you reach the other side, you'll see that it was never about the pain. It was about what you became in the process. Lesson: the mindset that transforms. There's a quiet, insidious feeling you've been carrying, isn't there? It whispers to you in moments of doubt, in the dead of night when you lie awake, staring at the ceiling. That feeling that tells you you're not enough, that no matter how hard you try, it will never be enough. You built your life around this idea, this belief, that you are limited by circumstances, by what you were born into, by what others have told you you could or couldn't do. And so you've convinced yourself that this is all you're worth, that your dreams are too big, too impossible. But deep down, you know there's more inside you. And somewhere under the layers of doubt and fear, you can hear that faint whisper of your true potential. But how do you change it? How do you break free from the chains that have held you in place for so long? It starts with one simple shift: the mind. Your mind, the one thing that has the power to either keep you stuck or to set you free. You see, nothing changes until the way you think changes. It's not the world that needs to change, it's your perception of it. And the moment you shift that, everything else will follow. You've spent too much time thinking that success is something that happens to the lucky, the gifted, the fortunate. You've watched others rise, believing that maybe they had something you didn't. But here's the truth. The only difference between them and you is what they believe about themselves, their minds. While you've been consumed by self-doubt, they've been taking action based on a simple, powerful belief that they are capable of more. They see obstacles as challenges to overcome, not reasons to quit. They fail. They stumble, but they keep going because they believe in their own ability to get back up. It's not a special gift they've been given. It's not something outside of you. It's the way they've chosen to think, and that is something you can change. You have the power to shape your reality with the way you choose to perceive yourself and the world around you. It's all within you, that power, that ability, that strength. But you have to believe it first. For so long, you've let fear dictate your choices. You've played small, afraid of rejection, of failure. But here's the hard truth. Fear will never leave until you face it. Until you decide that the fear of not reaching your potential is more terrifying than the fear of failing. That is where true power lies. In choosing to act in choosing to trust yourself despite the doubt. When you begin to shift your mindset, you will begin to see a shift in everything around you. The world will no longer seem like an enemy working against you, but a place of endless possibility. And when you make that shift, when you decide to think differently, something will awaken inside you. The limits you once saw, the obstacles that stood in your way, will start to dissolve. You will look at yourself differently. You will see your worth, your power, your capability, and you will finally understand that the only thing that ever stood between you and everything you've wanted was the belief that it was out of reach. You've been carrying the weight of limiting beliefs for far too long. It's time to let them go. It's time to embrace the truth. The mindset that transforms is within your grasp. The only thing holding you back is the story you tell yourself about who you are and what you're capable of. Change the story, and you change your life. Lesson: stop waiting for the right moment. You've been waiting, haven't you? Waiting for the stars to align, for the perfect moment, for the world to give you a sign, a clear, undeniable sign that now is the time to act. But what if I told you the truth? What if I told you that the moment you've been waiting for will never come? You've been living in a world of one day, convincing yourself that tomorrow is the day you'll start, that next week will be the right time. But tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow is always just out of reach. And so, here you are waiting for something outside yourself to change, to give you the permission you've been hoping for. But here's the harsh reality. You've already been given everything you need. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is the decision to stop waiting. It's not the world that has to change. It's you. The world will never give you permission to live fully, to step into your power. No, that permission comes from within. It always has. You're stuck in a cycle of hoping for the right circumstances. You tell yourself that if only the timing were better, if only you had more resources, if only the people around you were more supportive, then things would be different. But the truth is, these are just excuses. Deep down, you know this. You know that the real reason you haven't moved is fear. Fear of failing, fear of making the wrong choice, fear of not being enough. And so, you've waited for the fear to go away, waited for the perfect moment to step forward. But fear doesn't disappear. It only grows stronger in the absence of action. The more you wait, the more it controls you. It's time to face it. There will never be a perfect moment. There will never be a time when everything falls into place, when you feel fully ready. Readiness isn't a feeling, it's a decision. And that decision is made in the face of uncertainty, in the midst of fear. You have to decide, right here and right now, that you will no longer wait. You will act even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it feels like you're stepping into the unknown, because that is where growth lies. That is where your future self is waiting for you. The people you admire, the ones who have built lives that seem so far out of reach, they didn't wait. They took action when everyone else was still waiting for the right time. They didn't have all the answers. They didn't wait for perfection. They simply decided in that very moment that they would move forward. And in that decision, everything changed. You have the same power within you. Right now, in this very moment, you have the ability to stop waiting. The truth is, you've already waited long enough. Now it's time to step into your own power and create the moment you've been waiting for. Because the perfect moment, it's here, it's now, and it starts with you. Lesson, the power of focused action. You've felt it, haven't you? The weight of scattered thoughts, the endless distractions, the constant pull in 100 different directions. You wake up each day with so many things you want to accomplish, yet somehow at the end of it you realize you've done nothing. The noise of the world is deafening, and within that chaos you find yourself paralyzed, not because you lack the ability, but because you lack the focus. You've been tricked into believing that multitasking is the answer, that being busy means you're productive. But deep down, you know the truth. You know that despite the hustle, you're not getting closer to your goals. You feel it in the pit of your stomach, that gnawing sense that you're capable of more, that you have untapped potential lying dormant inside you. But every day, you give it away to distractions, to things that don't serve you. You've given up control of your own energy, your own time to the whims of external forces, and it's wearing you down. This is the harsh reality. Without focus, all the energy you pour into your efforts is scattered, wasted. You see, when you don't direct your energy, it dissipates, leaving you exhausted, drained, and further from the person you know you can be. You think you're working hard, but without focus, you're just spinning your wheels, moving in place. You're stuck in a cycle of activity that leads nowhere. It's time to change that. It's time to break free from this pattern. Focus is the key that unlocks everything. When you focus your energy on one thing, just one thing, everything else falls into place. The world may try to pull you in 1,000 directions, but you are no longer distracted. You've chosen your path. You've chosen your target. And now you're moving towards it with relentless precision. But it's not easy. Focusing is a choice you make every moment. It's saying no to the countless things that will try to steal your attention. It's committing to one task, one goal, and doing it with everything you have, even when the world around you is chaotic. It's understanding that true power comes not from the number of things you can do, but from your ability to focus on the one thing that matters most. And the moment you make that choice, the moment you direct your energy towards something with unwavering focus, you will begin to see results, not because you're doing more, but because you're doing what truly matters with all of your heart and mind. You will realize that true productivity isn't about how much you do. It's about how deeply you commit to the task at hand. In this moment, you have a choice. You can continue to let distractions run your life, to let your energy be fragmented, or you can take back control. The power of focused action is within you, always has been. It's time to unleash it, to pour your energy into the one thing that will move you forward. And when you do, when you fully commit, you'll realize that everything you need was never far away. It was within you all along, waiting to be unlocked. Lesson: reprogram your inner dialogue. You felt it, haven't you? The voice inside your head, the one that never stops talking, constantly reminding you of everything you're not. It's harsh, relentless, telling you you're not good enough, not worthy enough, not capable of achieving what you want. It's the voice that keeps you small, keeps you afraid to take risks, keeps you trapped in a cycle of self-doubt. And every day you listen to it, you believe it, you allow it to shape the way you see yourself, the way you move through the world. But what if that voice isn't telling you the truth? What if it's lying? You've been so conditioned by it that you can't remember a time when you didn't believe it. It's become a part of you, a silent, invisible force that drives your every decision. And in that, it's holding you back, holding you from the life you're meant to live, holding you from the person you're meant to become. You see, it's not the world outside you that limits you. It's the world inside you. The beliefs you carry, the stories you tell yourself, the messages you've internalized over years of living in fear. That inner dialogue, that voice, has shaped your reality, not because it's true, but because you've allowed it to be true. You've given it power, believing that it knows better than you, that it's protecting you, when in reality, it's keeping you locked in a cage of your own making. But here's the thing. You don't have to listen to that voice anymore. You don't have to believe it. It's not the truth. It's a story. And like any story, it can be rewritten. Right now, in this very moment, you have the power to change the narrative. You can reprogram the way you talk to yourself. You can replace the voice of fear with the voice of truth, the voice of possibility. You can change the way you see yourself. You've been waiting for the world to change, for circumstances to shift, for something outside yourself to give you permission to step up. But the truth is, the change starts within you. The moment you choose to silence the voice of doubt and replace it with the voice of confidence, you begin to transform. Every word you speak to yourself shapes your future. Every thought, every belief, every action flows from the story you tell yourself about who you are. It's time to take back control. It's time to stop letting that voice define you. Instead, begin speaking to yourself with compassion, with belief, with strength. Start telling yourself the truth, that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are enough. Your potential is limitless, but you will only see it when you believe it. You will only step into it when you stop holding yourself back with self-doubt. The world outside you will never change unless the world inside you does first. The power to create the life you want begins with reprogramming your inner dialogue. It begins with the truth that you are stronger than the voice that's been holding you back. And once you recognize that, everything will shift. You'll begin to see yourself for who you truly are, not through the lens of fear, but through the lens of possibility. You'll stop waiting for permission. You'll stop questioning your worth. You'll step into the person you were always meant to be, and the world will follow. Lesson: overcome the fear of failure. You've been carrying it for so long, haven't you? That heavy weight lodged in your chest, making every step feel like it's more difficult than the last. It's the fear of failure, and it's kept you from moving, from trying, from reaching for the things you want the most. Every time you think about stepping forward, that fear rises up, reminding you of every time you've stumbled, every time you've fallen short. And so you've stayed safe. You've stayed small. You've hidden behind the comfort of not trying, because trying means risking failure, and failure for you feels like the end. But here's the truth you've been avoiding. Failure is not the enemy. Fear of it, the very thing you've been running from, is the one thing that will set you free. Every time you let that fear control you, Every time you listen to that voice that tells you you're not good enough, not capable enough, you're giving your power away. You're allowing fear to write the story of your life when you should be the one holding the pen. You've allowed that fear to dictate your choices. Haven't you? You've held yourself back from chasing your dreams, from speaking your truth, from taking the risks that could change everything for you. You've convinced yourself that failure is something to avoid at all costs, that it defines you, that it's a reflection of your worth. But listen carefully. Failure is not a reflection of who you are. It's a part of the process. It's the raw material from which success is built. Without failure, there can be no growth, no progress, no real transformation. It's time to change how you see failure. It's time to stop fearing it and start embracing it. Failure is not an end, it's a beginning. It's the moment you learn what works and what doesn't. It's the moment you get a little closer to the person you're meant to become. Every time you fail, you gain something valuable. You gain knowledge. You gain resilience. You gain the strength to keep going. And every time you rise from a failure, you become more of who you were meant to be. The only true failure is not trying at all. It's staying small, staying safe, living a life dictated by what-ifs and should-haves. Failure doesn't define you, but the decision to try again does. It's in the moments when everything seems lost, when you feel like you've hit rock bottom, that you're actually being shaped into something stronger. Failure isn't the end of the road, it's the foundation for everything that's to come. You have the power to change this narrative. You don't need to let the fear of failure control you anymore. You don't need to let it keep you from reaching your potential. You have to take that first step, even if it's shaky, even if it feels uncertain, and trust that failure is not the enemy. The real enemy is your refusal to move forward. The real failure is not trying at all. So let go of the fear. Let it burn away, because on the other side of it is your freedom, your growth, and the success you've been too afraid to reach for. And when you finally step into that space, you'll realize that failure was never the thing holding you back. It was your fear of it. You are stronger than that. You are capable of more than you know, and it's time to prove that to yourself. Listen, the ripple effect of positive action, you've felt it, haven't you? The weight of the world pressing down as if every decision, every action you take ripples outward, touching more than just yourself. You've wondered if it really matters, if the small things, the quiet moments, the everyday choices make any real difference at all. And maybe, just maybe, you've convinced yourself that you're too insignificant to leave an impact, that your actions are just drops in an ocean that will never be noticed. But here's the truth. The smallest action, the slightest shift in your energy has the power to change everything. The ripple effect is real, and it starts with you. Every time you make a decision, every time you choose to move forward, to show up, to be better, you are sending out ripples. You might not see them, you might not feel them, but they are there, spreading, reaching, affecting things beyond your comprehension. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking your actions don't matter, that no one notices, that the things you do in private won't shape the world. But everything you do, every small positive choice you make adds up. It sends waves into the world, shaping not just your life, but the lives of everyone around you. You've been taught to believe that your worth is tied to the big moments, the loud successes, the trophies, the applause. But real change doesn't happen in grand gestures. It happens in the quiet decisions you make every single day. The moment you choose kindness over indifference, the moment you choose discipline over complacency, the moment you choose to keep going when the world tells you to stop. These are the moments that matter. These are the moments that send out ripples. And yes, you may never see the full extent of those ripples. You may never know how your actions have impacted someone else, how your small acts of courage, of compassion, of integrity have touched someone in ways you'll never fully understand. But that's not the point. The point is that you did it. You chose to be part of something bigger than yourself. And every time you choose to act with intention, with purpose, you are contributing to a force that has the power to change lives. What would happen if you realized the power in your every action? What if you truly understood that everything you do, no matter how small, carries weight? The kindness you show to a stranger, the way you treat your family, the way you show up at work, the way you choose to stand up for what's right. These are not insignificant. They matter more than you could ever imagine. Because when you act with intention, with integrity, you set a chain of events in motion that you cannot foresee. But those ripples will touch others, and they will make their own ripples. And so it continues. The world needs your positive action. It needs your courage. It needs your integrity. And it starts with you. What you do in this moment matters. It matters more than you realize. The next time you doubt the impact of your actions, remember this. You are not just affecting your own life. You are shaping the world, one ripple at a time. Lesson: the power of reflection. You've been moving so fast, haven't you? The world around you constantly demands more. The noise, the pressure, the endless tasks, they've all pulled you in, leaving you little time to stop, to breathe, to look at yourself. Each day blends into the next, and somewhere along the way, you've forgotten to pause, forgotten to reflect, forgotten to ask yourself the most important question of all. Where am I really going? You feel it, don't you? That nagging sense that something is missing. You're working hard, you're striving, but it feels like you're chasing something that's always just out of reach. The truth is, you've been so focused on moving forward, on doing more, on achieving more, that you've neglected the most crucial part of the journey, understanding where you've been, who you are, and why you're doing it all. When was the last time you truly reflected on your life? Not just on your goals, but on the path you've taken to get here. You've spent so much time looking forward, thinking about what's next, that you've never taken the time to look back. But it's in reflection that you find clarity. It's in reflection that you understand the lessons, the struggles, the triumphs, and the failures. It's in reflection that you realize how far you've come, even when you feel like you haven't moved at all. You've been afraid, haven't you? Afraid of what you might see if you slow down, afraid of confronting the things you've ignored, the parts of yourself you've hidden away. It's easier to keep moving, to keep running, than to face the discomfort that comes with looking inward. But here's the truth. Until you face yourself, until you give yourself the space to reflect, you will never be able to move forward in a way that truly serves you. Reflection is not about dwelling in the past, nor is it about judging yourself for the mistakes you've made. It's about understanding. It's about giving yourself permission to learn, to grow, to see what's been working and what hasn't. When you reflect, you begin to see patterns. You begin to understand the choices you've made, the reasons behind them, and the impact they've had on your life. And in that understanding, you find the power to change. The power of reflection is not just about looking back. It's about using the past to inform the future. It's about using the lessons you've learned to guide your next steps. You can't move forward without understanding where you've been. You can't create the life you want without first understanding the life you have. And that understanding, that awareness, comes from reflection. So stop right now. Take a moment to pause, to reflect. Ask yourself the hard questions. Look at your choices. Look at your fears. Look at your dreams. And in that quiet space, allow yourself to see the truth. The truth about where you are, where you've been, and where you're truly meant to go. Because it's only when you understand yourself fully that you can truly begin to move forward. And when you do, you'll find that the direction you've been searching for has always been there, waiting for you to see it.